Afternoon. This is Jennifer Malone here. I had made a video probably a month ago talking about change your circle, change your life. And I had made the video when I was at the airport because I was trying to hurry up and make that video and get that point across. But I want to make another video and talk about that because I'm telling you, it's so important. And a lot of things that I give advice on or anytime I'm trying to encourage you is because I've already experienced it. And so that's where I'm basing my information off of. So change your circle, change your life. I say that all the time when I'm on Facebook. And I know people think because of a lot of changes have happened in my life over the past year. I've changed churches, I've changed friends, I've changed a lot. I've also gotten closer with different types of people I've never met before, people who is coming into my life. So when people hear me say that, a lot of times they think it's negative, but it's not. Change your circle, change your life. I made a decision last year because I was taking a look at my life. I was watching what was going on around me. I was watching my life. I was watching where I wanted to go with my life. I had dreams, I had goals. Um, and the reason why I knew I had goals was because I wrote them down. I wrote down my goals. I had a notebook and I wrote down the things that I wanted to accomplish. One of the things I said 2 years ago was I wanted to be working my own business, my own company by the time I'm 40. And so that was one of my goals, and I wrote it down. I kind of had an idea of what I would have to do in order to make that happen, but it was something that was always on my mind. So every time I was embraced with an opportunity, I would take it because I knew that my goal was to not be working for a corporation by the time I'm 40. Mind you, I was 38 then. I am 39 now. I'll be 40 in 2 months. So I am just in expectation of where God is going to take me in the next 2 months. But this is what I'm trying to get at. Last year, I was I was just was it last year? No, I'm sorry because I keep saying last year, but I have to look back at the times. It was last year. Last year, I completed my book, Absent in His Presence. So it was either last year or 2016. I have to look because I can't remember. But anyways, I was working on the final stages of the book, and all I could think about was my next steps, how I was going to market the book, who was going to be my buyers, who I was going to sell to, and then my next steps. Was I going to do speaking engagements? All these ideas of things that I wanted to do. And what I started realizing was when I started talking to people, my ideas and my dreams are much bigger than the people that I'm hanging around. Now, it's no disrespect to them. Like, they're good people. I love them. We had great times. We hung out together. But the way I was envisioning how my life was trying to go, I was not surrounded by the right people that can cultivate that idea or can stand in agreement of what I was trying to do. Change your circle, change your life. So after praying, asking God, come on, come on, come on. I don't want to be in this circle. I finally had an opportunity to get out of the circle. Okay. When that opportunity came and everything was lined up, I'm trying to tell you, everything was lined up. When I had that opportunity to get out the circle, I got out of it. I got out of all of it, all of it. Things were happening to set it up where I didn't even have to worry about it. People were cutting me off, and they were thinking they were cutting me off to try to show off, like, yeah, you're not one of us anymore, kind of thing. But what was really happening was these people were being cut off because I needed to change my circle. And God knows I love everybody. And I don't, sometimes you don't want to be the bad person saying, look, I got to cut you off. So circumstances will happen so that people can separate themselves out your life. So when people do that, let them. Don't ever stop anybody that's leaving your life when you know that they had no purpose in there in the first place. So when things start happening, I had the green light to cut this circle. I cut it. Like when I say I cut the circle, it was cut. I cut it. And a lot of people I didn't want removed, but they were removed. And then there were some people that stayed, even though I didn't think they should have stayed, but they were there. And so my circle changed completely. Like a lot of people had got removed out of my circle. So then I was surrounded by totally new people. And my first reaction to being around new people was, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to recreate what I created before. I don't want to share my ideas. I don't want to do any of these types of things. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to be in this environment and I'm just going to chill. Meanwhile, I'm going to work on promoting my book. Well, of course, it didn't happen like that because the circle that I didn't need to be around was gone. And this new circle that now I am just now learning how to embrace had, is the circle that I needed to be around. I am now surrounded by other people who are pursuing their business, that have entrepreneur skills. I am surrounded by people who are master degrees in business. I'm surrounded, and mind you, these are individuals that can cultivate what I'm trying to do. I'm surrounded by a pastor that cares about um my business, cares about my business skills, cares about giving me the advice that I need to take it to the next level, spiritually and naturally. Change your circle, change your life. It's not just about cutting people off, but it's about also being surrounded by people who support who you are, support your dreams. People hear me say all the time, I'm Jennifer Malone. I am. I'm Jennifer Malone because I have a purpose in life. And I don't just say that because I think I'm all that or I'm just trying to make a name for myself. I am Jennifer Malone. I am the first Jennifer M. Malone. I'm not the next anybody. I am the first Jennifer M. Malone. So when you change your circle, change your life. When you're changing your circle, you're also changing your mindset. You have to be surrounded by people who are pushing you, encouraging you, and helping you take you to the next level. It serves me no good to have someone in my circle that can't do anything. It serves me no good. Now, it doesn't mean I don't love them, I don't care about them, but when it comes to purpose, it serves me no good. And this is, I didn't pull this stuff out of the book. This is just me elaborating based off of how I feel and what I'm going through right now in my life. I am at the happiest stage of my life. I'm not rich yet. I don't have everything I want yet, but I am so surrounded by people who encourage what I do, who cares about my vision. And I'm being connected to so many people that I sometimes I feel overwhelmed. Like sometimes I feel like God is just waiting on me and he's saying, just make the move. You make the move and it's on. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed because it's like I feel like if I just if the moment I say I'm ready to go, everything is gonna happen so fast and everything is gonna come into place. So that's how I feel right now. Change your circle, change your life. Last year, I didn't feel this way. Last year, I felt controlled. I felt like I couldn't break out. Now, I was surrounded by people who said, yeah, break out. You want to do what you want to do it. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's stopping you. And I was surrounded by people who talk that. But emotionally, that was not the right type of people that I need to be around. I'm trying to tell you. Change your circle, change your life. It's about changing your mindset also and knowing that you have a purpose. You got to know your purpose. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. My pastor did a service called impartation service. However you choose to say that. Listen, I've never experienced that before because all the times I've been trying to find who I am, I've had to discover them on my own, and which was fine. But I never had someone who took the time to pray and to ask God to lead and guide them to help me know who I am. So we had an impartation service, and I won't go into details about it, but it was one of the most amazing things that has ever happened to me. And in that service, I if I didn't know who I was, I got the confirmation and the period at the end of the sentence of who I was. And it everything he said to me was not brand new. And it wasn't brand new because I had already took goals. I've already took the time to learn who I was. Take the time. I took the step back away from other people and to find out who I was, what I wanted to be, what was my goals. So everything he said to me was a confirmation of what God had already promised me in my life. So change your circle, change your life. I keep saying that. I experienced that in that service. It was a confirmation for what God had already promised me in my life. And so, you know what I started doing? What I've already been doing is working, using my gifts, using my talents. Um, I've taken what I know, what I've learned, and I've been taking every time, every little chance I get to work towards, excuse me, I'm sorry, my next step. I've been working towards that. And let me tell you, my life has changed and is still changing for the best. I am not the same person I was last year. I'm not surrounded by negativity. Like, I'm seriously not like that anymore. Anything I was last year that people can say, like, oh, you was this and this and this, it's hard for them to say unless they just want to talk crazy. It's hard for them to say who I am now because I'm not the same person. And I know it's because I changed my circle. I know it's because of that. Change your circle, meaning people, meaning how you conduct your everyday lives. I haven't always been a 9 to 5 type girl. So I've never been that way. I've always wanted to have my own business. And I have the tools because I teach people how to start their own business. So I have the tools to help me to get to that level or to start my own business. But my mindset had to really change so that I can really say, you know what, Jennifer, you're teaching people how to start their own business, but you're not doing that. You got to start practicing what you preach in everything, including starting your own business. I tell people you can do it, you can do it. Well, what about me? What am I doing? And when I started producing, self-publishing my book, making the sales, and I started getting those royalty checks, I'm like, wow, okay, people are buying my books, people read my work, they appreciate my writings. What are my next step? What steps? What am I doing? And I started writing down, and I started writing down the things that I want to happen in my life in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year, in the next 30 days. These are things that I wanted to do. And one of them included changing my circle, not allowing people to say things to me. I don't want to go too far in this video, 13 minutes. Okay. I don't want to allow people to tell me who I can be or what I can't be. I didn't want to allow myself to be around a person I would tell an idea to and they didn't even know how to receive it because they have no clue. I wanted to be around people who, if I tell them my idea, they can say, that's a great idea. Let me give you this information. Let me give you this advice. I wanted to surround myself by people who are already trying to move up. Change your circle, change your life. It's not always about people. It's not just people. It is about people. When in my contents of how I say it, change your circle, change your life, I'm talking about people. I'm talking about my mindset of feeling like I cannot achieve the things that I want to achieve. We are designed to achieve things. We are designed to create. We are designed to think. We all have unique talents and gifts that God has given us to use for his glory. um, and so when you change your circle, you will change your life. Your life will change. Change is not always $1 million raining down. Change is having a new outlook on where you're trying to go in the next few years. I I know I'm so confident in what I've experienced with the change your circle, change your life, that I know by the time I turn 40, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. Like I know that. And I've been taking steps. I'm sorry, something is in my eye. I've been taking the little steps, little by little, to put things in place. And it's like now that I've made the steps towards these little things, it's almost like God is taking the next steps for me. Like, okay, so you are serious about doing this. Let me align this. Let me align this. I can't even talk about everything right now in this video because I'm waiting on some things to come true and happen so that I can give you the whole picture of where I came from and what the steps I've been taking and now what's happening. But change your circle, change your life. I say that all the time. And I know sometimes I say that and people look at me funny and they're like, oh, you're talking about. No, I'm not talking about one individual. I'm not talking about this little handful of people. But I am talking about people. I am talking about my mindset and where I want to go in life. You need to write down your goals. You need to have a vision board. And I will do a video about that later. You need your own personal mission statement. You need to have those things in place. When you write things down, it registers differently than when you just think about it. It registers differently when you say it. When you say, I don't want to work for a corporation when I'm 40 years old. I say that all the time. I say it, everybody knows it. I say it because it's something I say it so much that I'm almost about to be 40 and I'm like ready to just be done with the corporate world. So change your circle, change your life is so much attached to that. But I promise you, this is 2017. You got to start thinking about what you want to do with the rest of your life. We don't know where this world is going. And I encourage my young entrepreneurs, those who are 18 and 19 and in their 20s, start now. Man, if I had somebody that was pushing me like I'm pushing people, I would have been so far along. But it wasn't meant. It wasn't meant to be that way because otherwise it would have happened. Um, but I encourage you, if you have a gift, you have a talent, and you are using it now, stay focused, use it, and take yourself out from around anybody, people, things in life that will deter you from completing your goals, completing, using your talents and using your gift. You got to stay away from that. Um, I wish, now I wish I had the mindset I have right now, like 5 years ago. I could have been so far. I would have been only what, 35, 34 with this mentality. So change your circle, change your life. It matters how your mind is thinking. If you are not motivated to do your business, nobody else is going to be motivated for you. You have to be motivated. You have to push yourself. There is nobody to push. I don't have anybody to push. I do a lot of pushing because I believe people I come in contact with, I believe in them. You can call me and ask me for my business consultation services, and I can talk to you about your business. And I promise you, I will probably believe in it stronger than you will, mostly because I believe in visions. I believe in them because I know from personal experiences that they can come true if you work hard for it, if you focus on them, and if you quit surrounding yourself around people who don't believe in your dreams. You won't succeed being around people who don't think like you think. You got to get around like-minded people. When I was writing my book, I was surrounded by other authors. You want to know why? Because when they inboxed me and asked what I was doing and I say I was watching TV, their response would always be, shouldn't you be writing your book? If I'm around someone who loves to watch TV and they're not a writer, that wouldn't be their response. They would say, "Oh, what you watching? What's on Netflix? Give me some good show ideas so that I can watch them." Or I have good show ideas that you can watch. So that's what happens when you're around. But when you are around somebody that think like you think, you tend to work on and focus on the things that you're supposed to be working on. I'm in a different place right now. I'm not writing my books right now. I should be. And I do have a book coming out. I'm not focused on my books right now because I'm focused on something else. So right now, I'm not surrounded by authors. You want to know why? Because if I surround myself with them, they are going to be pushing me to write, and I'm not trying to write right now. That's the influence people have around you, whether you ask for it or not. You are influenced by your environment. If you are around people that eat pickles all day long, I mean all day long, they talk about pickles, eat pickles, you're gonna find yourself eating them. You're gonna find yourself picking up one, and it's not even something you do. So change your circle, change your life. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ramble on, but I haven't made a video in a long time, and I've been trying to stay off social media so I can focus on my next goal because it requires all of my attention. And if I don't pull away from social media, I will be on social media all day. Not just, I don't be on social media just for no reason. I'm on there advertising, promoting, and doing those things. But right now, I don't need to be promoting. I don't need to be writing a book. I need to be focused on this next step that God has for me. But I have been talking to people today, and I'm just so motivated. Like, I'm like, I gotta make a video or I'm gonna go crazy. So I'm just making this video to encourage you to focus on your, stay focused, change your circle. You do not have to be around people who don't care about you or your purpose. You don't have to be. There is no rule. Church settings, any school settings, work settings. There's no rule that say you have to deal with people who do not support you spiritually, naturally. I had to learn that. I sat in churches and I thought I was going through a test. So that's why I stayed there. And come to find out when it kept happening, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. This is not a test because I passed it already. This is not a test. This is literally people in my life trying to prevent me from going to my next level. And sometimes they don't even know it because they aren't the right people that should be around me. I know where my mindset was. I know what I wanted in life. And some people are surrounded with you or connected to you, and they have no idea that they shouldn't be connected to you because they're good people. We go out, we have fun, we do great things together. They're not bad people. But where I'm trying to go, I need to be around like-minded people. So that's all. That's all. When you hear me say, "Change your circle, change your life," that's what I'm talking about. It's nothing negative. It's nothing negative. And I promise you, if you start thinking like that, you will make better choices. You don't have to. You don't have to sit and deal with stuff. I know people are, you are part of a church and you in the church and you feel like, oh my God, nobody understands me. Nobody gets me. It's true. They don't. And I'm not telling people to leave a church, so don't leave your church. But what I'm saying is, you can be within that, you can be within that crowd and still not be in that circle. You can still change your circle, change your life. There are people that you need to surround yourself that motivates you and pushes you to the next level. If people aren't pushing you or people aren't concerned about your life, you don't need to be around them. That, and now this is all personal. This is all personal experience based on what I went through. But I'm just excited about everything that's happening in my life right now. I promise, I'm going to make more videos. I want to make a video on your vision statement. And then I want to make a video on your mission statement because they are not the same thing. And I want you to understand the difference between the two so that you can understand your goals, your vision, your mission statements, and creating a vision board. A vision board is not just for business. A vision board is for your personal life. A vision board can be for your marriage. A vision board can be for a business you're trying to create. And a vision board can be spiritual. It can be all those components of your life. So I'm gonna, the time I have off Facebook, and hopefully I have more time to just do my videos. I want to talk about those different things. I still want to continue to motivate you so that you can get back focused. I haven't been talking like this in a while. And I know people have been lapsed. They've been like, oh, Jennifer ain't talking. Yeah. Yep, I'm back. I'm back to talk with my videos. I'm not as fully back. I'm not as back as much as I was before because I'm focused on a business, a project. I'm also pushing my virtual assistant business, and I'm telling you, that's a whole nother video. I'm not even going to talk about it now because this video is already too long. I will be in touch with you guys. Change your circle, change your life. Change your circle, change it. Change how you think about yourself. Okay? Change it and it will change your life. Okay? I got to go. Oh, special shout out to Dee Dee. She did my hair. Oh my God. I love it. It's not curled or done at all. It actually looks horrible. I'm going to say that it looks horrible because I didn't curl it. But if you look at it, you can barely tell. So change your circle, change your life. That's my advice to offer you today. Do it. Change it. It will change your life. All right. Next video.